Loading.
Welcome back to Backyard Gridiron Talk. I'm Addison.
I'm Frank.
Welcoming you back to this basement.
Humble abode.
The Steelers getting the victory. Love to see it. It's a win we needed, a win I wanted, and here we are.
Yeah.
Now let's look at Cleveland. No, I'm just kidding. Cleveland obviously had some.
The fans brought it. We were there. It was loud. Yeah. It was tense. We lost. We played hard. It's not good enough. But hey, like the title of our video says, the AFC North is still up for grabs. Either of us could still win it, along with as with the Bengals and the Ravens. But nobody wants those two teams to win.
No. Fuck those teams for sure.
Yeah.
This week, there's still 2 games tonight, so we don't have all of our picks tallied and everything. But I do have them tallied from last week, so I'm 121, 72, and 1 with 1,059 points. Frank's 110, 82, and 1 with 962. So he has to play come from behind.
Yeah, you'll see that in my picks this week.
This is when it all comes down. So, we're going to be doing playoff picks, but as for the regular season, we're coming down to the wire. So these picks are going to be wild. I know they're going to be wild for me too. I got teams with high confidence. I'm not that confident in because the games are just so close, and this year's NFL is just so unpredictable.
Yeah, anything can happen.
The friggin' hold on, why haven't we mentioned this yet?
Yeah.
The Lions.
Go Lions, go!
They freaking destroyed the Cardinals.
Yes.
Like they said, nope, you're not 10-4. Nope, Kyler Murray. What's this MVP? No, get out of here. I think clear-cut MVP is Jonathan Taylor. No, hands down, no question. He's putting.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers.
In my opinion, Jonathan Taylor's putting up like the Damian Tomlinson type
numbers.
That's true. So I just think
hard for a running back to win, though.
Hard for a running back to win in a pass-heavy league.
Yeah.
So it's good to see this, though.
Yeah,
it reminds you of like the old days.
He's the third betting favorite right now. I think Brady. Definitely Rodgers is first.
I think Brady.
Brady's second.
I think Brady simply lost.
They did not have
shut out by New Orleans.
Yeah, so another upset, a huge upset for the week.
Yeah,
Saints
9-0 Saints.
Big game.
I don't think a team's ever beaten Tom Brady with strictly field goals. He's been shut out before. I found out this is the 3rd time he's been shut out. But no team has beaten him with just straight field goals. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Unless, it was I guess if it was a field goal game back to back. But I watched a lot of his games over the years only because I'm forced to, because the Steelers were always up there competing for the 1-2 seed with them.
Yeah.
And so I watched their games in hopes that they lose. And I just never saw a team beat them field goals before. So who knows? Maybe he has. If you know of a time, please send us that. But yeah, what else are we missing from this week? I forget.
Packers had a big win over the Ravens. When it comes to division ball, John Harbaugh went for 2 again. Cut the field in half, which I don't think was the right move. If you were watching the game, you saw the play before when they scored the touchdown. Huntley pump faked and then realized, there's nobody on the left side of the field. I'm the fastest guy on the field. Touchdown. And they went for 2 and they rolled out and cut the field in half. And the throw wasn't the best. It was behind Mark Andrews. Actually looks like it was thrown to the DB. And it ultimately cost them the game.
You love to see it.
Yeah, I was so happy. So happy. There were still 42 seconds left and Rodgers still had a timeout. So there's a good chance he could have went down the field and still won the game. But you know what? I was happy that they went for it, happy that they get it. And the Bengals were the only team to win this week. And that put them at 8-6. The Ravens are at 8-6. The Browns are at 7-7.
Steelers won this week.
Oh, sorry, and the Steelers.
Beat the Titans, baby.
Yeah, and the Steelers are 7-6-1.
7-6-1. So we're in 3rd place. It's crazy to me how close this division is because they kept putting the kiss of death on the Browns in that game yesterday. If they win this game, they're in first in the AFC North, and if they lose, they're last, and they lost because you always put the kiss of death on teams when they do.
Last and 12th in the AFC.
Yeah, so wild card chances are pretty much obsolete now.
Like I was telling you, division is the way to win it. We don't necessarily need to beat the Packers. Obviously, it would help. It would make it easier. We would need less teams to win going forward if we won this weekend. But even if the Browns lose this weekend, We need the Bengals to win this week. We need the Chiefs to win this week. I know they're playing the Steelers.
They're gonna win.
And then next week, we need the Chiefs to win against the Bengals.
Which they will.
We need the Rams to beat Baltimore.
Because we need the same shit to happen.
And then we play each other. So if the Browns beat the Steelers, that puts us in position going into the last week of the season at home, playing Cincinnati for the division.
And that's pretty similar to us if all that stuff happens, but we beat the Browns.
Right. So
even if we lose this week, because we can afford one more loss and still win the division. We can't lose more than one. It
comes down to who's going to win the division games.
Yeah.
And we need a little help. Like we need the Chiefs and we don't want the Ravens to win this week because they'll put them at 9 wins. And then you guys will have. If you're a Browns fan, you'll need the Steelers.
We won't be able to catch them unless we beat the Chiefs. If the Ravens win this week, I don't think we can catch the Ravens.
You can get to 9 wins. Yeah, you would have to win out.
We would have to win out. We can't lose. We'll be eliminated from division contention with the Ravens win and the Steelers loss this week.
Yeah.
But good news is we're in a better position in the wild card than you guys. So we can still afford most of the teams in the wild card we beat, except like the team. I think the Raiders are behind us. They beat us, but we beat Buffalo. We lost the Chargers too. I don't know what I'm saying, but we beat Buffalo.
You also have the tie, so the tie can go a long way.
The tie, it could go a long way, but it really means nothing when you went head to head with these teams. So it really means nothing at this point.
Yeah.
Like if the Raiders,
but if you go 9-7-1, and the Raiders go 9-8, you would get in.
Well,
wild card spot.
That's right because of the tie, but it doesn't have to deal with our head to head match.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
But so there's a ton of scenarios. The only one that's easy to explain is a Ravens win, Steelers loss. Steelers won't win the AFC North this week. But hopefully that's why if we lose and the Ravens lose, we're still in good shape.
Yeah.
So that's all we really baby steps. That's all we really need this week. If we lose, as long as the Ravens lose, we can breathe easier because I strongly believe the Bengals will lose their last 2 games to the Chiefs and Browns. I really think so.
They play you.
No, Bengals.
Oh, I thought you said
we got swept by the Bengals.
Sorry.
So we need.
I thought you said Ravens.
Yeah, no, we need the Bengals to beat the Ravens this week.
Yeah.
It will put the Bengals at 9 wins, but like I said, they're going to lose their last 2 games.
Browns, right.
I strongly believe they'll lose their last 2 games. And the Ravens, as long as we beat the Browns and Ravens, lose out, which they should because they're playing the Rams and us. So hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah.
And hopefully John Harbaugh goes for 2 points more often.
But basically, at the end of the day, every team
it's hard to predict.
in the AFC North has a chance to win the AFC North because this year has been crazy, and every team still has one tough divisional game left outside of their conference, and it's going to come down to who wins the games in the division. We have 2 big ones. We have you guys on Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh, and then we have Cincinnati at home.
That's the last Monday night game of the year.
Yeah. And then Cincinnati Browns could get flexed to Sunday night because it could be for the division. So it's going to be a crazy, or we both could play at 4 because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 2 outcomes to our 2 games could determine who wins the division.
Yeah, it's
going to
be
nuts.
It's absolutely wild. It's hard to predict right now. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. If we do beat the Chiefs, I don't see us having any letdowns, and I feel like we're going to run it through. We'll run the I feel like if we beat the Chiefs, we're going to run
If you beat a fully healthy Chiefs, yes. If you beat the Chiefs,
that's also what we need to mention.
The Chiefs have got struck COVID. The latest team with COVID. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Harrison Butker, the 3 big
Chardavius Ward.
Yeah, and Chardavius Ward.
I think that's it right now.
Right now,
out of the big name players.
From a source
if it's
on the radio,
right now, if it's only those 4, they're gonna keep the game.
Yeah, they will. But according to a source from Kansas City, it's a hot mess. It's only Monday. We saw it with the Browns last week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And we'll
see what happens.
As a fan, you want to play the team at their best. So I don't want to play the Chiefs when Josh Gordon's out too. Not like he's a big deal, but I don't want to play the Chiefs when they have like no wide receivers and no tight end who's the best in the league.
I think where it could benefit with you guys that even if they do flex it, so say they move it from a Sunday to a Tuesday, you don't play it on Monday, so it's kind of like a regular.
Yeah.
You get a regular week instead of getting that extra day for being on a Monday, but it won't hurt you as bad as it hurt the Chiefs, and as it should be because they just like the Browns, we had the outbreak, and you know what?
And so far, I will say this week, this knock on wood, the Steelers had no one on the COVID list, I believe.
Yeah, nice,
and that's a rarity right now in the league.
The Browns,
hopefully, it stays like that.
Yeah,
because I don't want to miss some key players because we absolutely need, even if the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, we're going to need all of our big name players still, because the Chiefs are that good. So
yeah, the Browns should have most of their players back from the COVID list. Everybody that went on Monday will go to the 10-day quarantine by Thursday. We play Saturday, and then people that test out negative can come back sooner. But Baker and Stefanski should both be back for sure. And then
I thought they were going to be back this week.
Yeah, but
couldn't get that negative test.
No, but we'll go. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But like we said, it'll be fun to watch these next 3 weeks because literally any team in our division can win it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, enough with AFC North. Let's get into other teams. Are there other teams in the league?
No, none doesn't matter. I mean, come on, we're the best division in football.
Yeah,
we're gonna have every team go over 500.
Some argue that we're the best division in football.
Some argue we're the worst.
We're a crappy division because if you think about it, we're record-wise, not competitive-wise, we're all in games.
Yeah.
Except when we play the Bengals.
Yeah.
So we're all.
Someone gets blown out in a Bengals game. Either you guys or we blow them out.
We got whooped by the Bengals twice this year. That's never happened. And then we got whooped by.
But the Ravens got whooped by the Bengals.
Well, all the other games we got whooped and we came back.
The Bengals are the only team that play in blowouts. Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, there's two ways of looking at this, and this is the way I can speak for him, honestly, because he's going to feel the same way. Some folks say it's a very competitive division. We're all in games, and we're that good. That's why our records are the way they are.
Our defenses are all good, too.
Others are going to say, you know what? You're a little better than the NFC East last year when, pretty much the whole division was like a couple games under 500. We're a couple games over, but some people are going to say we're a bad division. But I think it's just because of our competitive level. And you look at the Ravens, they lost 2 games because they took risk.
They lost their last 3 games by 4 points.
Yeah. And you look at the Bengals,
they're just the inexperienced.
They're back and forth. They're they're almost like a bipolar team because they're still young. Yeah. They didn't expect to win this many.
They're a year ahead of where they should.
Absolutely. So you got that. You got the Steelers,
who are the veterans. Mike Tomlin's been there 15 years.
Filled with veterans. Yeah, they're going to come out. They're going to play every down until the final whistle blows, and that's proven. We started off a bunch. Yeah, we started off very poor in a lot of games this year, but we still fought back. Yeah, and that just shows you the resiliency of having veterans. And then you look at the Browns.
We have the most talent, and we're not playing well. We're not playing up to expectations. But we're finding a way to win.
And that's exactly what I was going to say without being like an ass about it. Like the Browns are 7-7, and
we have the best roster.
Anyone expected them to be 7-7 at this point.
We have the best roster when it comes to talent, healthy young talent. And I mean, yeah, you could say COVID this, COVID that, whatever. Some games came down to plays of one play, and we could have won. We are where we're at, and I don't know. Our defense, I think, will keep us in every game the rest of the year as long as they can stay healthy.
I could agree.
And if our offense can find the spark that it found last year at some point, then we'll have a chance. But they're definitely I would say the Browns are the most disappointing team, but they're in it because of their talent. And
I wouldn't say the most disappointing in the entire league.
No, in our division.
In the division.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, look at the Ravens are doing.
Most surprising. Bengals most surprising. Browns most disappointing. Ravens just took too many risks.
And
This year,
they're
that
injured.
didn't pay
I mean,
off.
they're dealing with the injury bug.
And then you got the Steelers, who I don't want to say we were disappointing because a lot of people had us 5-6 wins and we're 1 win away from another winning season.
You're definitely.
I would say you're
overachieving for what people thought.
Yeah, we're middle of disappointing and surprising. I would say we're middle ground.
I mean, disappointing as a Steelers fan,
but as a football fan,
as someone that's not a Steelers fan that sees it from like a national perspective, you're nothing to be disappointed about.
Yeah, we're middle.
You're right where you should be.
To me, this has been an effort that it's been a gutsy effort by Ben. He's trying. The dude's like 40 and he's still slinging it. And if it wasn't for him, absolutely, I think we have a losing season. But he's just kept us going. So I just hope we hit a spark with Tennessee. Yeah, some things fell in our lap. It wasn't like
or out of Tannehill's lap in years.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't give up a point in the second half, which tells a lot for our defense, the way they've been playing this year. So, I mean, they didn't have Derrick Henry, but they haven't had him for a few weeks now. Then again, they've lost 3 of their last.
We got into a little heat exchange after the game, and the only point I was trying to make was
you made it sound like Tennessee just gave us that. I'm like, yes.
No, you got the turnovers.
I
was just annoyed because
with field goals, but not with touchdowns.
But like Tennessee couldn't even get to the point where like they fumbled on like their third series of the drive. They fumbled on the first one, give you the ball on the 30-yard line. Yeah, okay, fucking Boston go out there and make a kick. I wasn't impressed by your offense. That's all I said.
I know.
And the turnover that Tano had under the center, like, motherfucker. That's like Pouncey throwing the ball behind Ben.
And then what I said to him after he said all that, I'm like, a win's a win right now.
No, I wasn't trying.
So I'm like, I'm all juiced up, and then he says that, so I respond with, at least we capitalized. Browns picked off Lamar Jackson 4 times and lost. So scored 9 points or something.
All I said.
I know.
Was that your offense didn't look good.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
It is what it is. But anyway, nevertheless, I never used to like the quote, a win is a win, because no, you want to prove yourself as a good team. You don't want to just say, oh, this happened, so we won that because of that. If it wasn't because of that, a win's a win. But with this current team, a win's a win. I'll take it however it comes, whatever. Except when the refs give it to us. I don't like that because the refs do that way too much for a lot of teams. And, I mean, it's not like they purposely do it for said team. I'm just saying the refs are too involved.
They make terrible calls.
Yeah.
Like that pass interference call yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, God, they were fighting. They were both going for the ball.
And if you ask me, the one guy
he should have been offensive.
Yeah.
And I was like, just don't throw the flag. Like, you don't have to be a part of the whole game.
That made no sense.
But
I
stopped him.
I knew you were probably heated. The whole stadium sounded.
I wasn't heated. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
that's
a bad call.
That was a 50-yard penalty or something.
Yeah. And like it was third down, so like they would have punted us the ball. This field position, they changed the whole trajectory of the game. We ended up stopping them, but they punted us the ball, and we started at like our 10 instead of starting at our 40.
Yeah. And
like one ref doing that in the first quarter changes the whole trajectory of the game. For what?
Mm-hmm.
For what? It made no sense.
Right.
But
nevertheless,
exactly. Nevertheless,
we got next week to worry about now.
We still win the division.
We still got 2 games tonight because they were postponed for COVID. So, like I said, the picks will come next week along with this week's picks, as long as no games were postponed this week. So let's get into the Thursday night game tonight. We got San Francisco. Not tonight. Today's Tuesday. We usually do this on Thursday. Thursday night game, 2 days from now. 49ers and Titans. Who you got?
I'm taking the Niners. With my 5th most confidence. The Titans, I don't know. Like, I saw that they didn't perform well.
They don't look good. Yeah, they don't.
Their offense didn't do it. I mean, they had the turnovers, but like they weren't getting good. They weren't moving the ball well anyway. So it wasn't impressive. And the Niners are hot right now.
Yeah. I'm taking the 49ers as well because, with my 4th most confident. Titans just don't look well. They're clearly missing Derrick Henry. Their defense is playing well, but their offense is just really non-existent. So, and
Julio
now
Julio
got hurt again. So they got a lot of stuff going on. 49ers are playing well. Got to take the Niners. And then that brings us to Christmas Day. We got the Browns and the Packers. I'm just going to make mine real quick so Frank can explain his. I didn't want to do this, but the schedule just had me like that. I'm taking the Packers with my 14th most confident.
Yeah, I want to take the Browns.
Can Frank pick against the Browns for the first time this year? Have you? He predicted them to go like 12-4 or something like that, and he's picked them every week. I at least predicted the Steelers to go like 10-6, and I at least picked against them 3 times this year.
So you're picking against them the rest of the year then? Is that what you done?
No, I said at least I picked it. I knew I wasn't going to pick against them 6 times.
It's Christmas Day at Lambeau. I honestly think it could go either way. It'll depend how our defense plays. It'll keep us in the game. I'm taking the Packers as my 10th. I hope they don't win. I hope the Browns win.
And you heard it here, folks. Frank picked against the Browns for the first time this season.
I did. I picked the Packers, but keep in mind, we can still win the division. We need the Bengals this week, and as Browns fans, you need the Chiefs this week. And then go ahead and take care of business. Yeah. We got a shot.
All right, so we both got the Pack. Go, Pack, go. You won't be saying that.
I will not.
I need that to happen. And then the night game on Christmas, Indianapolis at Arizona.
Yes, this was going to be a great game, and then
until the Cardinals
got their whooped. But maybe it'll make them show up. They probably were looking ahead to this game if you're a Cardinals fan, because they were the number 1 seed in the NFC, facing the last seed in the NFC. They're in Detroit. They're in the dome. Probably like, oh, we can handle it. And they got their spanked because Dan Campbell bring those boys ready to play.
Dan Campbell.
The Colts coming off a huge victory at home against the Patriots. We both picked them to win. But we kind of both thought the Patriots were going to win.
Yeah. Good pick.
Good pick. But yeah, I'm taking the Colts. They're just a hot team right now. Jonathan Taylor's doing whatever he wants. And the Cardinals showing that there's ways to be beat.
Yep.
And so yeah, I'm taking the Colts with my 9th.
And so far we're on the same boat. I'm taking the Colts with my 10th because Arizona obviously is being dysfunctional right now, and they very well could have played, looked ahead of this game. But I just think the Colts are too hot right now. The Colts are one of those teams that are around the wild card spot that I think it's a given that they're going to take one of them.
Yeah,
I just don't see them collapsing at this point.
They could sneak up and get the division too.
Yeah, who knows? Titans, another loss, another win by the Colts, or 1 game back. Yeah. So
with 2 games left, and they both play.
And maybe the Titans fall completely apart and miss the playoffs. They would have to lose out, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, so that's that.
Oh, we forgot to mention Urban Meyer got fired. That's how irrelevant that was, because we knew it was going to happen.
It last week.
Did he get fired last week?
Yeah.
Before the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we mentioned it.
I think we talked about that he was going to get fired. I don't know if he officially got fired.
Did he? No, I think it was the day of.
Oh,
we did talk about it.
We sprang up again. I was thinking about Jackson.
I gave a recap of his success in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then he said, you guys are the worst coaching staff or something.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So we did mention it.
Sorry. Well, I bring it up again because,
it's funny.
I didn't pick Jacksonville this week, but
the whole season.
Yeah, he couldn't make the season.
But let's move on. So we got Detroit and Atlanta. I'll take this one. Dan Campbell has these boys playing. My hot take for next year: Lions make the playoffs.
Let's go. Love to hear it.
I got a couple strange hot takes. And don't take this the wrong way if you're a Steeler fan, because it's inevitable that Ben Roethlisberger, this is his last year in Pittsburgh. I'm not trying to rush him out. I'm just saying this is his last year in Pittsburgh. Hot takes for next year. Hear it now. Lions make the playoffs. Not with Jared Goff. Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers.
Is Ben going to Detroit?
Does not retire, signs with the Lions, brings them to the playoffs. Hot takes for next year.
I'm all for it.
I think the Steelers and Ben are done. They wanted one more shot. That's why they signed into that 1-year deal. But I'm getting the feel that he's not done. His attitude on the sideline, he wants to continue to win. And I think I don't want to say the Lions' only missing piece is a quarterback, but they need a quarterback that can throw the ball. Yeah. Why? Because I don't know if they'll draft one. They'll have like the 2 or 3 pick, and I don't think that's high enough for one of these quarterbacks right now. So I don't know if they'll worry about a first-round quarterback this year. They could always trade down and get Pickett, but I feel like they're just missing a quarterback that can throw accurate and be a leader. Two things Goff isn't. And I just feel like if Ben comes back again next year, I wouldn't.
He's playing the dome.
No, if he comes back and Pittsburgh ends up signing a 1-year deal again, screw it. I don't want to see. I don't want to see him go to another team, but I feel like he's not done yet. I just get that feeling from him
that he wants
to keep playing, and the Steelers are like, nah, we want to move on. So
we'll see what happens.
See. Hot takes. I mean, who knows? Anyway, I'm taking the Lions with my 8th because the Falcons suck.
Our wash of the week. I also took the Lions with my 8th.
Who would have thought we'd be picking the Lions with an 8th? The way they started. All right, Baltimore and Cincinnati.
I'm taking the Bengals with my 7th. I need them to win. As a Browns fan, you need them to win.
As a Steeler fan, you need them to win because if we lose to Kansas City this week and the Ravens win, we have no shot at the division. Taking the Bengals with my 3rd.
And the Bengals just look better. I mean, the Ravens played tough last week, but
yeah, and they're in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So Bengals with my 3rd. What are they for you?
The Bengals were my 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rams and Vikings.
I think this game's going to be – it's tough because the Vikings are the Vikings. They always play great games. They have a good offense, and they keep themselves in it. And the Rams looked hot. The Rams are hot. They beat Arizona last week. They play tonight, so they're on a short week. But we'll see what happens. I'm taking the Rams with my 6th.
Okay. I'm taking the Rams as well. Vikings. I really wanted to pick the Vikings in this game, but I don't know. I just feel like the Rams may be too strong. Vikings, they can't. They're not great at finishing games. I mean, they finished it against Pittsburgh, but barely. A lot of their losses this year, they haven't been able to finish. I just think Rams are one of those teams that can put teams away when they smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Rams with my 9th. And then Buffalo and New England should be a good one.
Yeah, this is very much
in
Foxborough, where the Patriots struggled in the beginning of the year. They've been better since. This is basically for the division. Whoever wins this is probably going to win their division. I'm taking the Patriots with my 2nd. They're at home. It's their chance to take it again, away back from the Bills after last year. Belichick and Mac Jones, those boys. And the Bills, just for me, haven't been able to finish. They haven't been doing what the Rams have been doing with the blood in the water. They give up leads, or they're down by a lot and they have to come back, and they just fall short because they have to use all the energy coming back. And I'm just going to go with Bill Belichick at home.
Absolutely. And not only do we have one wash this week, we have 2. I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the Patriots with my 2nd. Bills have, in my opinion, been the most disappointing team in the NFL as a whole. Browns would be 2nd.
People
Bills
had
are
the
7-6, and I thought they were a 13-3 team,
yeah.
or 14-3 team.
Yeah.
And they just haven't lived up to it. At first they did. After that loss to Pittsburgh week 1, and then they won like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
I thought they were moving it. They were kicking teams' asses, and then all of a sudden that Jacksonville lost, and more losses after that. And it's just like, you lost to Urban Meyer, for God's sakes, with field goals. And man, yeah. And New England, although they lost to Indianapolis has a great defense, better than Buffalo in my opinion.
Yeah.
And New England's at home. Bill Belichick's going to figure it out, but Patriots win. Quick pick because it's meaningless. Jacksonville and New York Jets.
Jets 15th.
Jets 6th.
So 15th,
Jets 15th.
Baby.
I mean, Jacksonville's dysfunctional, so I can.
The Jets look good last week.
I can see 15th for the Jets.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to do that.
Yeah.
6 for me, but yeah, that's that. Another game: Giants, Eagles. Eagles 13th.
Eagles 11th.
Buccaneers, Panthers. Buccaneers doubt they would be shut out against the Panthers. So
I would hope not.
they're in Carolina. Doesn't mean squat because Carolina quarterback carousel is wild right now. Tampa Bay 15th.
I have the Bucs with my 13th.
There we go. And then I think the easiest pick this week: Chargers and Houston. Chargers 16th.
Same here. That's a wash.
That's 3 washes. Frank's trying to close ground, and I'm like, nah, because we don't look at each other's picks.
My Jets pick is trying. That's my biggest. That's a 9-point swing.
All right, and then we got the Bears and Seahawks. 2 teams that are I expected this from the Bears, but Seattle's definitely disappointing this year. But Wilson was out for a little bit.
I'm taking the Seahawks. They have a veteran quarterback. I think that's what it'll come down to.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle too with my 12th.
I have Seattle with my first, so might as well take the Bears. Go Bears!
And then Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Probably not the game of the week, just because Pittsburgh could get walloped. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Chiefs with my 5th.
5th, I respect that. Thank you.
It was COVID. If Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce,
they can still.
If they come back, I'll change it, but to a higher number. But with them being questionable, your defense is still pretty good.
Yeah,
and I don't think Patrick Mahomes is. I think they help make Patrick Mahomes great. Patrick Mahomes great. It's when he's out of the pocket making plays, and those 2 players know to get open for him and know where to be and make big plays for him. So if they're not playing, it's going to be harder for them to win.
And I appreciate you picking them 5th for 2 reasons. Because, you're only 5th confident in Kansas City, so that's good. And because it won't be too much of a swing when I'm about to do what I'm about to do. So I know I said no way in hell I'm picking Pittsburgh this week. But I sit back and I think. And I ponder my thoughts. And I'm like, I'm a Steeler fan through and through, from Pittsburgh, born and raised. I love them. Why in the hell am I not confident for them? I'm not confident with them all the time. Obviously, there's some games you can't pick. This is probably one of them, but it's coming down to the wire. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, their kicker, all out. And those are big pieces. Even the kicker, because he's one of the best in the league.
Yep.
Those are big pieces. And I think either way, even if they were for sure playing, I may go this route because it doesn't hurt. I have a big lead. I'm taking Pittsburgh with my first. Why not? Why the fuck not? You pick the Browns against somebody big this year.
The Cardinals. I picked them against Cardinals. You picked them against Cardinals too.
Yeah, but still.
All right.
Hey.
Next.
Hey, last time I picked the Steelers with my first confident, they won last week.
I hope they lose.
Go
Chiefs.
They were probably going to lose. I'm picking out of my heart. Right, calm down. I'm not denying that they're probably 95% of my group picked the Chiefs.
That makes sense.
Actually, that's of all these groups. 95%. 4% Pittsburgh. Those are the ones picking from their hearts because we're not winning this game.
That's for sure.
I'm just picking Pittsburgh because it doesn't matter. Fuck it. All right, Denver and Las Vegas.
I'm taking the Broncos with my 4th most confident.
I'm taking the Raiders. Raiders coming out firing. This is going to hurt us if we lose and the Raiders win. But Bridgewater's out for the Broncos. Locke could be a better option. Speedy recovery to Teddy Bridgewater, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Raiders at home. Broncos just, you don't know what you're going to get from Broncos each week. The same goes for the Raiders. That's why I'm picking the home team in this.
The Broncos have a good running game. The Raiders don't have a good run defense, and the Broncos have a better defense. So that's why I'm taking the Broncos.
This is one of those division matchups that I don't know about.
But
I'm picking the Raiders.
The Broncos also played very well against the Bengals.
You said Broncos with
4th.
Yep. I'm taking Raiders with my 7th because I don't want to do that, but whatever. Washington and Dallas Sunday Night Football.
I'm taking the Cowboys with my 14th. I just think they'll take care of business. They did it a couple weeks ago. They need to do it for they're playing for the bye at this point. They're right there with the Packers and the Bucks. But the Bucks lost, so might be ahead. No, the Packers are ahead of them, I think. Either all 10-4 or the Packers are 11-3. I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, I'm taking Dallas with my 11th. Washington's just, I feel like they're going to fade.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why I'm picking Dallas. Dallas hasn't played well these past few games. They've been eking by, but I think they'll get it done at home against Washington on the national stage.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football.
And then Monday Night Football to cap off the week. The Red Hot Dolphins against New Orleans. So this is one where, I don't know, because both teams are fighting for their playoff lives. Both teams are 7-7.
Both teams coming off big wins in the division.
Absolutely.
It's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's on Monday night. That team's going to be there.
Right.
It's going to be a toss-up. That's why I took the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins' offense a little bit more.
Yeah.
I have more faith in Tua than I do Taysom Hill. I like the Dolphins' defense a little better. It is in New Orleans. That's why I think it's a toss-up. But I'm taking the Dolphins, and I believe it's my third. Yes, my third most confident.
I literally had the Dolphins picked, and I literally just switched it because I'm sitting back and thinking, I'm like, whose win was bigger? And I think that goes to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Coming out, shutting out Tom Brady. Now they're going home to play a hot team in the Dolphins.
Won 6 in a row.
But I think New Orleans kind of found themselves last week. I know they historically play well against Tampa.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, they got the right coaching and Sean Payton. And we're coming down the stretch. Last 3 games of the year, Vikings got this last wild card spot.
But they're right there.
But they're right there.
The Vikings can lose this week.
Yeah, they're right there, and I think they're just going to take advantage of it. And I mean, both quarterbacks are kind of inexperienced. So, and I personally think the Saints defense is just the Dolphins defense. I think they're pretty much even at defense, both teams.
Yeah, they both have great defenses.
Yeah, but I think momentum-wise, the Saints are riding high right now.
Yeah.
And coming back home to Pack Stadium, I think they're going to get it done. I'm taking them with my 5th. So
that's an 8-point swing right there.
There you go. Something's got to give.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Maybe I can claw my way back a little more and take some shots next week.
You never know.
You never know.
But what we do know is this week's going to be exciting. Go Steelers. I sure hope you get it done. Probably,
go Browns.
Probably not.
I don't care about my 10 points. I want you to go out there and win.
Oh, I don't care about my point. So go out there and win. Wait, I do care about my point because I picked Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you picked Pittsburgh.
Ha! Go Bengals. Go Packers. Go Steelers. I'm sorry.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean that's something. Yeah. We both go Bengals.
Go
we
Bengals.
both need that.
Both agree.
We both agree there. But any final thoughts?
No. Have a happy holiday. Enjoy your Christmas.
Happy holiday. And Merry Christmas.
Christmas Eve, whatever. Do your thing. Go Browns. Enjoy the Browns on your Christmas. National televised game. Hopefully they'll bring home a W. And yeah, just have a good one.
Enjoy. Have a good one.